What's up, guys? It's Stilo. So I've been getting comments, questions on setups I use when I'm fishing rockfish and lingcod and whatnot. So I'm gonna just kind of break it down here, kind of show you guys what I'm doing, how I'm catching these things, and not too much different than what you guys are doing, although I just kind of switch it up a little bit more. So really common on these party boats and charter boats, and your own boat, if you go out, you guys using shrimp flies, Fairlawn feathers. That's cool. They're really efficient. They aren't expensive. Catch a lot of fish. But there's times where you're fishing and they don't work. So what I like to do is, the P-line has these kicker grubs. You know, I'll thread them on there, kind of the same way as a swim bait. You know, and put the hook through it and all that, the jig head, and it just gives it that much more action down there, that more, all that flare and whatever. You know, just drives them nuts, and they go after it. But I also, you know, put a lot of Procure all over it just to give it that extra scent, to make them want to eat. You can also use small swim baits on there, on the Fairlawn feathers. You've seen them in my video. That's how I catch these lingcod and stuff. It looks like a little bait fish on there, just latching onto whatever it's out there. But recently I've been experimenting with the P-line cone heads. They're great. Everything I've caught in has been fun. I've caught lingcod, rockfish, everything. What it does is, it's a nice little octopus jig, like you see right there. And then at the very bottom of it, I'll have a little snapper clip. I replace them and put my own snaps. It's just easier to get on and off. But what you want to do is put a hex bar, you know, your laser minnow or a Kodiak jig, you know, depending on where you're fishing. If you're going to the islands, you want something heavy. I think this is the heaviest. They come in just 14 ounces. You got Duxbury, you're fine with your 6-ounce laser minnows and hex bars. Just jig them. You hit bottom. I just twitch them lightly up and down, and half the time the cone head's gonna get the rockfish. Just remember, when you get a rockfish, reel up nice and slow. You might get that hitchhiker to latch on, and just be ready for that. But what I do on my bars and hex bars and all that stuff, I'll pull the treble hook off and I'll put a hoochie on it, just like that. I'll cut a hole on top of the hoochie, and I'll put it through the treble hook and put it back on. So just when it's down there, it hits bottom, it's bouncing around, just a little more attracting to them, just make them want to eat it more. So that works really great for me. And these hoochie skirts here are from Cousins, actually, so you guys can get some. They're pretty badass. They glow. There's a lot of color to them. Another really deadly weapon of mine has been these jigs from lingcodjigs.com. My favorite. You know, these are absolutely deadly. They have a rattle inside. They go from anywhere from 6 ounces up to 16 ounces. This one has a nice rattle in there. I cast these out off the boats. You'll see me, you know, with my cousin's rods. I get them way out there as the boat's on its way to stop, you know, for your first drift. And 9 out of 10 times, I'll catch a lingcod in that first drift. It's crazy. You can tell how much I use them and see how beat up they are. They've been through it. So I've had to crazy glue this a few times, so it'll take shape again. You have squid jigs, octopus jigs, you name it, you know. Another thing that would work too sometimes, if you feel comfortable, put a little top shot on your reel, your braid. I use the CFX from P-line. It works great. Really strong, no complaints, and there's times where it makes a difference, sometimes it doesn't, but they're rockfish, they're weird. Also, you see me use this little contraption here. Just basically, it's an A-rig for bass, but I get these at Highest Tackle Box. Hippo, he makes them. He's no longer working there. He's retired and he's enjoying his retirement, but they still have them there, so go in and look for them. Me and Hippo named them the Hippo Double Whacker. So it's just 2 swim baits of your choice, you know. They swim down there like that. On the third arm right here, you want to put a weight with the dropper loop, so this looks like a little, like 2 fish just cruising around the bottom. It gets inhaled. You'll see in the video I use this on the Salmon Queen this past weekend. So that's also a good option. But yes, it's pretty much what I bring with me. I just bring a lot of it because always be prepared to snag, lose stuff. You never know what's gonna happen. Actually, I hooked a sea line on one of these Kodiak jigs 2 weeks ago. That was pretty fun. He came back to the boat. I wanted my jig back. Also, these octopus jigs right here you see, these are from Lingcodjigs.com. These are really good in shallow water, you know, like or Duxbury, Point Bonito. You know, we're not too deep. There's not too much of a current. Just cast them out there and they get hit real hard. It just drives them nuts. So that's pretty much what I use, guys. So hopefully this helps. You know, make sure you pick up some Fairlawn feathers, some Conehead jigs. You know, your laser minnows, your hex bars, some P-line, your Kodiak jigs. There's all kinds of stuff that P-line offers. So go ahead and check them out. Also, if you want to get hooked up on some Lingcod, these Lingcod jigs right here. This is the Copper Killer. They're probably one of my favorite, you know, out of all. They're made here in the U.S. in SoCal actually. So go ahead and get yourself some of those, guys. They're really good. So like I said, I hope all this helps. All your guys' questions. Always remember, just if you're using your shrimp flies or whatever and that's not working, just don't be afraid to switch it up, guys. If you ever see me fishing a boat, you'll see the outrageous amounts of stuff I bring with me, just because you never know what they're going to bite. So always get ready to switch it up. You know, a small difference like these feathers here, just adding a swim bait or a grub makes a huge difference on catching these guys. So hopefully this helps you guys, and enjoy the rest of the video. See you soon. All right, guys.
fish, dude. Every single time.